Good morning, YouTube. How's everybody doing this morning? Oh, I need to do a little bit of work behind this camera here. Just cleaned up a little bit so you got a little bit better to look at. Hair's all messed up. We got do a poll. I don't want to do a poll. Maybe I will do a poll in a little bit. I just wanted to talk just a little bit about what happened to Riley Gaines in San Francisco. For those of you who don't know, Riley Gaines is a swimmer uh, for the University of Kentucky, I'm pretty sure. And by all accounts, from everything I've seen about her, seems to be a very fine young woman. She's not a crazy person. She's not a crackpot. She's not. I believe she's a Christian woman, um, but in terms of her politics, I really don't know that she's overtly political one way or the other from anything that I've seen. Um, uh, Riley was one of the first to speak out against having to compete against um, male athletes. There was a male swimmer that was mediocre competing against other men. So decided that a better route would be to say that he was transitioning and then he could compete against girls. When he did this, of course, the obvious happened. He started winning many events and doing very well. The problem is, of course, is that he then pushes the girls that underneath him out of contention for scholarships and for awards and things. And it's obviously not fair if you look at him. He's bigger, he's stronger. I don't know if he's taken any kind of hormone therapy or not, but he's went all the way through puberty and was all the way up into the college ranks when he made this choice. So he was fully developed. So it's not fair at all, remotely not fair at all. On top of that, and I didn't know this until just this last week, he was in the locker room with the other girls. And so here he is with nothing on, with all his boy parts, and these girls they don't want to be around that, these college girls, and very uncomfortable. It's not fair. It's not fair to these girls to do that to them. And she stood up. She's one of the few that'll stand up and say this isn't right. You're seeing more and more of it, but it's very difficult for these girls because the trans community is the most active and feared group of any probably in America today. And so those leftists have attached themselves to this trans community because the leftist wants to destroy America. And I've made a change the way I define things or the way I phrase things, in that there's conservatives, there's Republicans, and there's Democrats, and there's liberals, and then there's leftists. I don't agree a lot with Democrats, but I'm surrounded by Democrats. I live in Union Country here in northern Indiana. There's a lot of steel mills and tradesmen and so there's a lot of union folks that I'm very good friends with, dearest friends with, and not as many as you would think. It's not 100% that are Democrat, but a fair number of them are Democrat. It's not as nearly as many as there used to be, and not as many as you would think. But here nor there about that. Um, um, these are rational people. These blue collar Democrats. Um, they vote Democrat because that they feel that they're going to help protect their union, and maybe they're right. And then you have liberals, especially the classic liberals. Um, I completely disagree with them on on policy and maybe the direction of the country, but they're not. I would say I just think they're wrong. They may hate me, but uh, I don't hate them. Then we get to leftist, and a leftist is much different thing than a liberal. Um, a leftist wants to destroy America, and that's who's controlling the Democratic Party right now. And one of the things they've latched onto is this trans community, um, and the so you don't want to stand up, especially if you're a liberal. You don't want to stand up against these trans people because they the leftists will destroy you. They want to destroy a conservative, but they will definitely destroy a liberal. And so these girls that are in these colleges, they're afraid to say anything because that they'll be shunned, or they won't be able to get good jobs, or they'll be destroyed, and they're afraid. Uh, well, Riley Gaines is somebody who isn't afraid, and God bless her for it. And she's been going around to anybody that wants to listen, and telling her story, what this is like and how it's wrong. And I don't know who the group was, but they invited her to San Francisco to a college, and she was supposed to be giving a speech. And the radical trans activists were there. A man dressed in a dress punched her in the face at least twice. If you go online, I don't know how to put video um, in videos. I need to learn how to do that, because you can go online, you can see what happened. It was on video, it's on YouTube. Um, Terrible what happened to her, absolutely terrible. And and I think we're at a point where we need to start as Christians pushing back. It's time to pick a fight. The most hated group in America are Christians. Really, the most hated group in the world are Christians. Um, Except for, as I heard somebody say, that the only exception to that might be the Uyghurs in China. But, and the reason why the leftists can attack Christians is they know that Christians won't do anything about it. It's time for that has to stop. We need to start defending our girls like Riley, pushing back against these sports, men competing with girls in sports. It's not fair to the girls. We know it's not fair. And we really need to start pushing back against this peacefully, 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 but forcefully, that we will not take this anymore. Any more. And when we stand united, we are strong. I don't know exactly how we do this, but we have to start speaking out of what's right and what's wrong. Men are men, women are women. And even if you suffer from, what is it that they call it? When you think you were born the wrong thing, there's a name for that. I can't think of what they can. Dysphobia. whatever it's called. Even if you suffer from that, you're still what you were born. You're still either a man or you're still either a woman. Um, Men can have babies, and we all know what a woman is, and we just have to start when they start saying that nonsense. We just have to say no. And this is one of the most important things. We can't take a step back because if we take a step back, they take a step forward, and that's how we've slippery sloped our way right into this situation. I'm gonna do another video here in a little bit, maybe on my other channel, talking about the trans people that have assaulted Christians and the attacks on Christians in the last year or so. It is prime. It is staggering, and you don't hear about it on the news because they don't want to report it because it doesn't fit their narrative. The news media are leftist. They want to destroy America. They don't think America should be the only superpower, and or a superpower. They think we were founded on an evil, and that we are irredeemable. But um, a lot more videos to come, and I'm really looking forward to more involved in this. I'll be honest, it's not something that I particularly want to do because we all know how these things end. If you're a Christian and you step up and you stand out and you fight for peacefully, fight for what is obviously right, they will destroy you, which is what's going to happen to me, I am sure. But um, I would rather be destroyed and at the end of the day, when I meet my maker, him say, well done, rather than why didn't you do what you were supposed to. So expect a lot more, maybe even some more today. And God bless, and we'll talk again soon.